Up in the big game hunter. I'm called the big game hunter because I coach people to play their game professionally and personally big. And this is a video that's designed to speak to older workers who I believe, certainly, you do terrific work, but you're competing in a job market where you think the deck is stacked against you. Now, I'm not going to say that age discrimination doesn't exist, because obviously it does. And there are instances where you're going to compete and there's no chance that you're going to get hired. They're going to do a nice job interviewing you. They're going to treat you fairly. But at the end of the day, you know you're not going to get hired. You just don't have the skills to do the job that's involved. That's fair. But the mistake that most of you make is you get it in your head that there's age discrimination, and you use that as a fallback position time and time again and make excuses for poor performance. When in point of fact, if you got coaching early in the process, if you learn some of the things that you've gotten stale about when interviewing, you wouldn't be missing out on so many good opportunities. So, how do you get coaching? Well, yeah, I do coaching, and there'll be information about that a little later in the video. But there's a lot of people who do coaching, and there's a lot of information online. I don't think it's enough to just read a book. I don't think it's enough to just simply ask your friends about how to do it differently, because I think at the end of the day, what winds up happening is, it's not the same as getting the message personally. I've read a lot of books and I pulled a lot of information from them, but sometimes the way to synthesize the materials with personal one-on-one direct coaching that catches the mistakes that you're making when they aren't obvious to you. Hire a coach, get interview preparation, talk with this person about your job search, as a friend of mine did recently with me. He hired me, he sold his business, he was coming out of a one-year non-compete, and now is looking for another role for himself. It's been a long time since he needed to look for work. He's been very successful, clearly sold a lot of businesses for a lot of money, but he's not ready to retire. Guy in his early 60s. He's definitely in his early 60s. So, let's look at it from the standpoint of, here's a guy who's clearly on the far side of the golf course of his career. And, he still wants to continue to work, has an idea about what he wants to do, has an idea about what he doesn't want to do, and comes to someone like me to help construct a plan for him to get himself to market, even though he hasn't had to look for a job probably in 30 years. And he's about to get 2 offers to join businesses in senior roles that came about directly from the coaching. Yeah, I do headhunting, but that's not the role that I served with him. I functioned as his coach, teaching him what he needed to know in order to find work and correcting his mistakes before they became critical mistakes. We've been working with one another for about 6 weeks now. He's at the point where he's starting to get offers and proposals, all because he approached things a little bit differently than he might have otherwise. Same thing can happen for you. Reach out to me. Visit my website, thebiggamehunter.us. There's information there about job search coaching that's going to help you land your next position more quickly. And to schedule, there's a couple of ways that we can work. You can approach me from the standpoint of an individual session where I work with you for a 1-hour period of time to answer your questions. There's also 4 sessions, which I think is far more effective because it just gives us a way of correcting all these mistakes that you make, and where I work with you throughout the process in order to help you land your next position more quickly. I'm Jeff Altman. Again, my website is thebiggamehunter.us. Visit me there, go exploring. There's a lot there to help you. Hope you have a great day. Take care.